Greetings. I welcome you all to today's class. It's me, Samyo Hangma Rai. We will be studying an exciting topic that is present tense. Let's begin the class now.
So, what is a present tense? A present tense is an action that is happening now or which happens on a daily basis. For example, me teaching this class is happening right now. So, you can call this present tense. Other examples of present tense includes, as I mentioned, routine activities that we do daily, such as waking up, going to sleep, eating, breathing, right? And then habits that we might have, such as going on a walk every day, and general truths. For example, run, eat, sleep, cry. So your sentence should be somewhat like I run, I eat, I sleep, I cry. So before moving on to the types of present tense, we need to be clear whether we are supposed to use verb 1, which is also called the first form of the verb, or whether we are supposed to use verb 5, as the name specifies, the fifth form of the verb. So what are verbs? Verbs are in simple action words. As previously mentioned, words like run, eat, sleep, cry, they are all action, hence they are verbs. So in what scenario do we use verb 1 and do we use verb 5? We also need to be clear on the fact that verb 1, they are base form of the verb, and V5 are the fifth form of the verb. Some examples of verb 1s are run, eat, sleep, talk, teach, prepares, etc. Similarly, some examples of V5 are runs, eats, sleeps, talks, teaches, prepares, etc. Now you can see here that there is a clear difference that the first form of the verb does not contain any s or es at the end, unlike V5. So we add either s or es at the end of V1 to make it into V5. Moving on, we use first and second person pronouns with V1. Some examples include I, we, my, our, you, yours, as well as using plural nouns. But for V5, we use with third person pronouns. More particularly, we use singular pronouns or singular nouns with V5. For example, I is a first person pronoun, hence we use V5 with it. The word girls is a plural noun, hence we use V1. Children, although it does not have s in the end to denote whether it is singular or plural, the word children itself is a plural word, hence we use V1. Similarly, looking over at the use of V5, she is a singular pronoun, hence we use V5. Similarly with he, and Ramona is a single person's name, hence V5 with Ramona as well. She sings, he lectures, Ramona asks. Now let's move on to the types of present tense. The first and foremost type of present tense is referred to as simple present tense. As the name suggests, it is the first and the simplest form of the verb. So there's a specific pattern we need to follow when writing a sentence if it is in the present tense form or not. So the formula is subject plus either V1 or V5. It depends on your subject. And then object. Let's have a look at sentence examples. We have Mina. It's a singular name, hence we use V5. Okay? Mina practices her piano daily. Like I said previously, We use present tense when we are talking about action that is happening now or had actions that happens on a daily basis. Since Mina practices her piano daily, we use it for simple present tense. Mina being your subject, V5 being practices, and your object being her piano daily. Another example can be I go to bed late. So I is our subject. As discussed previously, we use V1 with first person and second person pronouns or plural pronouns. Since I belongs to the first person category, we say I go instead of I goes. Hence the V5, and the remaining is the object. Next we have is present continuous tense. Similar to simple present tense, present continuous tense also has its own formula, which is subject plus is or am or are plus V4 plus object. So we use present continuous tense when we want to talk about actions that is continuing at the moment, which is taking place but has not completed, is continuous. When we breathe continuously, that action is not completed yet, so it is continuing. It has not stopped yet. It has not finished yet. So before that, let's understand what V4 is. V4 is simply V1 plus ing. For example, play plus ing makes playing. Eats plus ing makes eating. So you get the gist. Let's talk about sentence examples. Once again, the use of is, am, or are depends on your subject. We use am only with I. This for is for singular and are for plural. So Sunita is singular, so we use is for singular. Sunita is sleeping soundly. So subject Sunita is, then we use V4 is sleeping, and the remaining is our object. Moving on to another example. They are arguing with the shopkeeper. So once again, they is our subject. We use are with plural subjects or plural nouns. Then our V4 is arguing, and the rest of the remaining sentences, they are our objects. Number 3, present perfect tense. So we use have for plural and we use has for singular. So let us see what our sentence structure looks like. So our subject is Bianca, and since it is a singular subject, we use has. Our V3 is studied, and the remaining is our object. Let's try another one. My friends have finished their work 10 minutes ago. So friends is our subject. Have, because friends is plural. And our V3 is finished, and the remaining is our object. We use present perfect tense when we want to talk about an action that has started in a specific time in the past, but the information has not changed up to yet. So, Bianca has studied in DSS for 5 years. It started 5 years ago. So, 5 years ago in the past, it's a specific time, and this information still remains relevant in the present. So, present perfect tense. Okay? Similarly, my friends have finished their work 10 minutes ago. So here, the action finishing 10 minutes ago in the past is now relevant here in the present. Last but not the least, we have is present perfect continuous tense. Formula is subject plus, once again, have or has, been plus, V4 plus object. Another tip I would like to give you is whenever you see the term continuous anywhere, understand that you have to use the fourth form of the verb, which is the verb which ends in ing. So once again, our use of have or has depends on our subject plus been plus V4 plus object. So we use present perfect continuous tense when we want to talk about actions that have recently began in the past and it is still continuing. For example, so the subtle difference between the present perfect tense and present perfect continuous is that present perfect tense has a specific time when it has started, but present perfect continuous does not have a specific time. For example, let us talk about, so Seema has been doing her homework. So it began in the past, but the action is still continuing up to now. Hence, we call it present perfect continuous. Another example can be, the boys have been rehearsing for the program. So they have began the practice in the past, but it is still continuing now. Hence, we use present perfect continuous tense. Homework. Use the correct form of the verb given in the bracket. To make it easier for you, I have also mentioned what you are supposed to convert it into. Number 1, Geeta dash on a walk daily. You convert it into simple present tense using the verb go. Rian and Binita dash with one another. The verb is argue and you're supposed to convert it into present continuous tense. Number 3, the children dash for a long time. The verb is sing and you are supposed to convert it into present perfect continuous tense. And lastly, number 4, I dash here since 2019. The verb you're supposed to convert is work and you're supposed to convert it into present perfect tense. How did your class go today? If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. See you in the next class with another lesson. Thank you.